a handful of plus size bikes in the test this year. Most of them can kind of flip-flop, 1 or 2 wheel sizes. SB5 Plus from Yeti cannot. It's just committed 27.5.
Rate
Fully
27.5 plus.
It's 100% dialed, 100% committed.
Were you 100% committed on the trail?
With plus size, you kind of don't need to be, do you?
No, you can take whatever line you want.
Yeah,
You get away with it.
exactly.
Get away with everything.
Yeah. SB5 Plus, 127 millimeters rear travel, 150 mil fork. It's a carbon frame. We had Yeti's Turk version, which is basically a higher end carbon. They do a lower end one with basically the same build that retails for $4,700. This one is $6,500.
Well, it's hard not to have fun on a plus bike on a trail full of awkwardly spaced rocks
And roots and
roots
rocks.
and leaves
rocks
covering
and
them.
roots.
You can't see the rocks because the
And
leaves are
rocks.
covering them because of the time of year, and
then there's some rocks.
then more rocks.
Rocks.
And you know, trying to keep your speed up, especially through the flat sections. Once you get your tire pressure right, it's hard not to have fun on it.
I liked it. I thought it was a really nice balance. Like anytime you do the plus sizey thing, you kind of have to factor that into the whole suspension
Absolutely.
package and how the bike handles. And this was in the riding we were doing was really sort of a place where bikes that can handle techie, slow, choky, chunky riding, they're going to shine more than the bikes that are going to be like super fast, deserty, descendy type of things. And this bike, I thought, struck a really nice balance of it. It had pretty good pedaling behavior, and that Switch Infinity suspension, I think, actually lets you really get away with a lot
It
of
does,
pedaling. And
absolutely.
it's a very nice, active pedaling suspension, and you just have to keep pedaling over all this chundery stuff. And I thought that worked really well. The suspension worked beautifully in that. The bike actually handled really nicely, and the tires definitely gave you a wider margin of error in that terrain.
I felt like it was a really light riding plus size bike.
I felt that
Of
way
the
too.
ones I've ridden, this one felt the easiest to move around, the easiest to maintain speed on.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciated, because I've ridden a bunch where it just feels like the bike's working against you.
Yeah, which a lot of that is wheel and tire weight, and also just
Yep.
that huge contact patch.
Yep.
Where would you guys categorize this kind of bike's environment? Like, what do you do with it? It seems to me like it's kind of like a new take on the everyman's trail bike. It's this versatile bike that you can ride in a ton of different conditions and terrains, and it'll probably be really good in most of those.
I would agree in the sense of the every man's trail bike, maybe not the every rider's trail bike. I just think plus size is maybe more accessible for people who are just coming into mountain biking or not as confident in technical conditions. And for
see,
more advanced riders,
I
don't think it's as
I
good
know
an
where you're
option.
going with that, and let's speak to that. However, I respectfully disagree with certain bits of that
Okay,
because I'm not very good at jumping.
sure.
I totally know where the limitations of the tires are, having spent most of this last year on those things. And yeah, as speeds increase and as you really start riding fast on this, it's not going to give you the jump landing, jump face hitting, hard high G cornering confidence that like some of these amazing 2.3 and 2.5 tires will do these days. And this bike is sort of at the low end of bottom bracket heights. We're just under.
They counted at 331.
Oh, it's higher than I thought.
Which, yeah, is higher than it feels on the trail.
But that bike rides in the middle of its travel a
Yeah.
lot. Like it's got a really supple mid-stroke there. I thought I was going to just smash my pedals to pieces on that bike.
Yeah, I definitely
And
had
that
some,
happens on a few bikes, and this terrain is really conducive to that.
Yeah. I for sure had some unexpected pedal strikes where I was like, that seemed unreasonable. I'd be just leaning the bike a little bit and graze a root or something, even when I wasn't really pedaling all that much.
Yeah.
Tire pressure, I think, really played into that. I started, I think, closer to 15 or 16, and I was getting some rebound characteristics that I didn't like out of the tires, so I dropped the pressure, which did a great deal to improve that. But then I was really mashing pedals more.
Got it.
Let's talk about the spec a little bit in general, right? It's a
Yeah.
Fox 34 and a float shock. Both
factory.
Factory, Kashima coat and all that, 3-position, low-speed compression adjust. It's race face cranks hooked up to an XT drivetrain, XT brakes, race face dropper post. What do you guys think of the whole?
I think it seems like for the price they're asking for this bike, that's the price is at the high end of that kind of spec set. Like there's a lot of bikes we've been riding that are in the fives
Yep.
with that exact same spec. Basically, they go up a little on the suspension components on this, and I think it pays off. That it really does have, it delivers really nice suspension performance.
Overall, I had a really fun time on the bike. I think it's one of the more balanced and enjoyable plus-size bikes I've ridden this week for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I lived out here, I would consider it if I was going to get the lower priced frame version.
Yeah,
I think
for
that
sure.
delivers a value for money that's just killer.
Yeah.
And I think this one is one of those like brand-based, brand loyalty
Yeah.
justifications where you've either got a lot of money to throw away or you really just want to have a Yeti and you don't want to compromise.
Or for your high-end spec bike, you get the 5.5C, and then you buy the lower spec for your plus bike. That'd be what I would do if I had a lot more money than I have.
Yeah, fortunately you don't.
If we all had
That's a
some more
shame.
money.
I don't even have a house. But thankfully, I don't have a mortgage either.
Yeah, but how about that refrigerator box you live in? It's sweet.
It is. It's full of beer too.
Oh,
Let's go have some.
okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna jump in the lake first.